3 years after the violent suppression of nationwide end-SARS protests against police brutality in Nigeria, reports say at least 15 protesters arrested in 2020 are still being arbitrarily detained. The peaceful walk is usually held annually to remember the day and honor victims of the shootings at the Lekki toll gate. The turnout of Nigerian youth for this year's commemoration, however, raises questions. News Central's Niyi Omoniyi provides further details.
Quite unlike the first and second year anniversaries of the 2020 EndSARS protest, which saw large turnout of Nigerian youth honoring the memory of victims of the Lekki tollgate shooting, the third anniversary saw significantly less attendance at the Lekki Plaza commemoration event. The Lagos State Police had indicated no gatherings would be allowed. However, a few determined Nigerians still visited the plaza, including a human rights activist who came with a daughter and had questions about the events of October 20, 2020.
3 years ago, it was all here. The spirits of our motherland brought every one of us together. But today, they are quiet like nothing happened. They are silent like it's a norm for people to die. But let me tell you something. Sooner or later, one day, the law of karma will pay everybody who failed to make this country great.
I got the information on Twitter that we can converge at the Lekki tollgate, so that's why I'm here. And on getting here, I've not seen anybody. I'm trying to look for other protesters, and you can see what just happened now. They said I can't move this direction because they know that that's the convergence point. Probably I might have been able to see some other protesters. That's why they said I should be isolated.
Despite the heavy police presence, a handful of youth, such as popular skit maker who advocated strongly during the EndSARS protest, peacefully walked around the plaza. While this action indicates that the spirit of the movement still lingers, the reduced number of youth begs the question whether Nigerians are finally moving on from the EndSARS movement.
A lot of people are discouraged. In the first year, you shouted, "Give us this, we want this," and then they promised that they would do it. Second year, you went back again and you noticed that that thing they promised a year ago has not been done. They said they will do this, they said they will help those who are brutalized, they said they will free people from the prison. Some people are still in the cell, they said they will do this, they said they will do that. And then you took that into the new year and realized they have not done that. You will be discouraged. And I think the whole this underlying issue is just issue of trust.
The Lagos Commissioner of Police, Ikoyi, who was on site to assess the situation, explained the rationale for the strong police deployment.
In planning an operation of this nature, we anticipate. So we do not essentially put all our operational eggs in one basket. So we are securing the entire Lagos public space.
How about that you are the one stopping them and engaging them?
It's 3 years on from the sad event of October 20, 2020, and many questions from that day remained unanswered. While some youth still report issues about the high-handedness of security forces as exemplified by the seizure of a News Central drone during coverage, others maintain hope that policing in Nigeria will continue improving. The challenges ahead are substantial, but progress some believe requires ongoing peaceful advocacy. Niyi Omoniyi, reporting for News Central Lagos.
In the meantime, Amnesty International says 15 protesters arrested during the EndSARS protests of 2020 have still been arbitrarily detained 3 years later. The organization, in a statement on Friday, says most of the protesters are in Kirikiri Medium Correctional Center and Ikoyi Medium Security Correctional Center in Lagos without trial. Amnesty also accused authorities of filing trumped-up charges, including theft, arson, and unlawful possession of firearms and murder against many of the protesters. Now, joining me tonight on NC Continental Prime to discuss this is Monye, social justice crusader. Thank you very much, Morris, for taking time out to join us at NC Continental Prime.
Thank you.
Now, Morris, from what seemed to be just social media hashtag EndSARS to a nationwide protest. Do you think Nigerians have learned lessons from this event 3 years later?
When we say Nigerians, I'll direct that to the police. What has the police learned from this entire experience? I'll call it an experience because it was a movement born out from the frustrations of youths who were brutalized by the police. So, what has the police learned from this entire movement? So far, so good. You get the sense that the Nigerian police see this as an affront on them. I mean, just last year's NSAS memorial, I went to the Lekki toll gate, and I was to meet a producer for the other news channel, and I just drove my car past the gate. Of course, there was huge police presence, and I slowed down my car. And before you knew it, policemen were in front of me, cocking their guns, that I should park my car out of the road or they will shoot. And I'm like, the entire essence of NSAS in the first place is against this nonsense you guys are doing in the first place. So you guys have not learned anything. So if I don't move my car, you shoot me. So you get the sense that the police have not learned anything. All they've learned is how to converge at the Lekki toll gate every 20th of October to siege that place. That's all they've learned. So they've not really learned, because you check social media, you see reports of young Nigerians who carry dreadlocks or hold laptops, and they're profiled and they're seen as criminals, and they go through all sorts of humiliating experiences. I was to come to your studio this evening. I was told your studio is at Ikeja, but I cannot drive to your studio this night because I don't know the policeman I'll meet on the road because I'm a young person. That's how bad it is. So these people have not learned anything really. It's just, we've learned that we must be strong-handed towards the youth, we must do a show of force towards the youth, and they've not really learned anything really.
Now, Morris,
it's unfortunate.
You're talking about lessons learned here. Now, let's look at the part of the citizens. Would you say this was a victory for the average Nigerian? Because this unit, the notorious Special Anti-Robbery Squad unit, was disbanded. Would you say that was a victory for Nigerian citizens? And also, what lessons do you think ordinary Nigerians have learned from the whole experience, like you put it?
Well, the victory Nigerians have gotten from this, young Nigerians, is that we've put the fear of God into these people. Like, for the first time in the history of this country, as long as I'm aware, young people have the power. There's a sense of power that young people have now, that our voices can be heard. So for me, that single small fact is a big victory for we, the young people of this country.
Now, Morris, do you think the NSAS movement has influenced the conversation around police brutality? Because if you do follow the handles of some of these public relations officers of the Nigerian police, they seem to be following up on cases of extortion, and they do highlight the bad eggs in the force. Do you think we've moved ahead in terms of police and citizen engagement? Do we see a more responsive and a more amiable police force since NSAS? Are we making progress? It's unfortunate that we have to use hashtags, or people have to come on social media to report excesses of policemen. But yes, it's improved. It's improved very well. But I would like to see a situation where a man is harassed on the streets by overzealous policemen, and he can walk into the police station by himself without fear or harassment to report such cases of police brutality. But yes, these are baby steps. For now, we can report these excesses through social media, and to be fair to the police, some of them have taken strong actions against their men when they are found to be overzealous. But yes, these are baby steps, and we hope it gets better and better and better. Now, Morris, finally, still talking about reforming the Nigerian police force, police reforms. What suggestions would you like to, as a social change activist, would you like to table for the authorities in terms of police reforms? What should be their areas of priority so that we can have a police force that is more responsive to the citizenry, and a 21st century police force where people drive and when they see policemen, they're not scared. They're free to engage them like fellow citizens.
Yes. So there needs to be a re-engineering of the mind of the police. They need to have more trainings on how to engage with citizens, equip the policemen very well with, not guns, not excessive force with guns, but with body cameras where the police, when he's engaging with you, he knows he's being watched. So he's better engaging, he's more friendly because he knows he cannot bribe you when he has a body cam on his body. Just a re-engineering of the minds of the Nigerian police. So far, so good. We've not seen that in this country. If you go to advanced countries in the world, the police, they are your friends. Well, there's police brutality all over the world, but you get the sense that the police is your friend. They're trying to help you, and they know they are being watched. We don't see such a situation in Nigeria. So there has to be a re-engineering of the mind of the police force and better equipment where they know they can be held accountable. And simple, these are simple things.
Okay.
A body cam will do it, and
greater accountability for the men of the Nigerian police force. Thank you very much, Morris Monye, for your time. It was a pleasure speaking with you.
Yeah.